welcome everybody to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Tuesday. So you know what that means. We're going to have another segment tonight of our hidden gems. You all know, maybe you don't. Maybe it's your first time tuning in. Every Tuesday we are here at 7 o'clock for our hidden gem segment where we highlight Black and brown businesses, community leaders, community folks that's doing positive things to impact our community so that we can make sure we find out who they are, where they at, what they doing, so we can connect with them and get them out in the community so we can support our businesses and our folks that are doing amazing things. We're going to get those flowers to the people. Again, just excited today. Y'all know this is my favorite show of the week because with all the negativity and all the things that's going on during the week, it is always great to hear about Black businesses, to hear about folks in the community that's impacting people. It's just a great segment. So I'm always excited for Tuesdays. Also, it's been a nice day. As y'all see, the weather is changing. We are jumping into spring. I don't even think we spring forward. There's been some nice weather throughout the Bay Area. The temperatures are getting good. We've been having some little minor earthquakes happening around, shaking a little things up. But it's just nice to drive and see the greenery and all the things that's going on. So I'm excited for today. A number of things are going on around community. We're looking forward to being a part of it. But with that being said, my lovely co-host is here. Khalees, welcome back, Queen. Holla at the people.
Yes, John. So glad to be here on this Hidden Gem segment. Not only is spring here in this beautiful weather, but I'll tell you, the bees, the mosquitoes, and all the animals is flying around trying to get us, y'all. So be safe. It is not fun because I'm telling you, them big old carpenter bees, they'll have you taking flight. But we'll stay safe around here. But we have a good show for you tonight.
Well, you got to change your perfume, Khalees, okay? You can't be wearing winter perfume in the spring. You know, the bees, they it's too southern. They just want to... All right, all the bees out there, we're going to have some good honey this season. Get your biscuits ready. There's plenty of honey around, all right? But with that being said, we are happy to be here. We're going to bring up our youth team shortly to get to our events. But Khalees, go ahead and take off what's going on in the news, what's going on around the community, and then we'll get to our events and we'll bring up our first hidden gem tonight shortly. So go ahead.
Yes, absolutely. We do have some news for you all, so just get ready for this one. Burglars dressed as DoorDash drivers in the Indiana home invasion. So listen to this, community. Yeah, the DoorDash people, the people that like to get food brought to their house. These burglars, 2 armed men pretended to be DoorDash delivery drivers. They was dressed up in uniform. They even went to Taco Bell, got the drinks, got the food. Grayson Rue, 18 of Georgia, he was shot and killed April 6th in an Indiana home. Him, along with his friend, 22 years old pal, they were both accused of this home invasion, which backfired. See, what happened is they went into a home that had 3 occupants in there that were actually house sitters. And the surveillance footage showed that they entered the home, they knocked on the door, and they were like, look, we got this Taco Bell for y'all. No, it didn't happen that way. They said, we didn't order Taco Bell. So they pushed aside, pushed on in the house on top of these people. One of them guys grabbed a gun, shot him and killed him. They found him down the street and in someone's driveway dead. So it was unfortunate, but be on your lookout. When you ordering this food online, make sure you know who's coming to your door, who's handling your food, because people is up to some very crafty ideas nowadays. It's hard times. First Republic Bank plans for massive layoffs. First Republic Bank, headquartered in San Francisco, announced plans to lay off about 25% of their staff. So earlier, the depositors had pulled out about $100 billion in recent months, leading many to speculate that the bank would be the 3rd major bank to collapse this year. So we've heard it in the news. We know what happened earlier this year. These banks is going out of business and the money's is getting pulled back. Man, recession's on its way. It's around the corner. So just watch the signs of the times. Underground casino ring shut down in San Jose. The San Jose Police Department announced multiple arrests of suspects allegedly involved in a criminal organization running several underground casinos in San Jose. So the detectives launched an investigation where the community members had been complaining. So it executed 7 search warrants. 6 of them were in San Jose and 1 was in Los Banos. Yes, they're shut down. A 15-month-old girl was shot while riding in the car in Oakland's Little Saigon. Yes, you heard it, community. A 15-month-old baby was shot in the stomach, and now they're being treated at UCSF Children's Hospital. They were shot on Monday in the Little Saigon neighborhood, which is located in Oakland. 2 bullet holes can still be seen in the passenger side of the red Honda. The family was inside the family store across the street from the Oakland Firehouse 4. They had actually ran the baby across to the fire department and was beating on the door for them to help because the baby had been shot. This is so awful, so awful. But check this out. Police say the shot spotter sensors showed that the shots were fired in the area near 12th Avenue and East 15th Street, close to Franklin Park and Franklin Elementary School, and just a couple of blocks from that firehouse. Awful, awful, awful that a baby have to undergo that. Just so much shooting and stuff going on. You can't even be in the car. You just really have to say prayers over your family, I tell you. Legendary singer, civil rights activist Harry Belafonte dies at 96 years old. Tell me about a blessed life. The EGOT, that means Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and the Tony Awards winner, died of congestive heart failure at his New York home with his wife by his side. With his glowing, handsome face and silky, husky voice, Belafonte was one of the first Black performers to gain a wide following on film and to sell 1 million records as a singer. The humanitarian and UNICEF Goodwill ambassador revealed in multiple interviews throughout his life that he wanted to be remembered for his work, not just an artist, but as a champion of social justice. Yes, a champion of social justice. He stands as the model and the epitome of the celebrity activist. Few kept up with Belafonte's time and commitment, and none his stature as meeting point among Hollywood, Washington, and the civil rights movement. Belafonte became an early vocal supporter of the civil rights movement and was a confidant of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He backed countless historic political and social causes and events, including the anti-apartheid movement, equal rights for women, juvenile justice, climate change, and the decolonization of Africa. He will be missed. He lived a long, long life, community. Witnesses described the aftermath of a San Francisco shooting that killed 1 and injured 4 near a nightclub. It happened Sunday night in the city's busy North Beach neighborhood. The shooting left 1 man dead and 4 others wounded. A 23-year-old man from Solano County that died at the scene from the gunshot wounds, 2 24-year-old men from Sacramento County, and a 22-year-old man from Alameda County, as well as a 20-year-old woman from Contra Costa County were wounded and taken to the hospital with none life-threatening injuries. Awful shootings just happening all over the place. I tell you, something's always going on. I mean, it's all negative. It's just about all negative. But I tell you one thing, the community has a good, positive dream of events. We got a lot going on. The Juneteenth is coming. I mean, we got skating events coming. There's a lot for us to do besides all of this bad news and world events. But I tell you, that door dashing was something to hear.
I think I had a heart attack and came back to life, y'all. It just happened. Let's go with the events.
Okay, hi community. So here are some of the upcoming events happening right now. Behind or trouble paying rent, San Francisco Emergency Rental Assistance Program is having tenant counselors. You can get more information at the link down below. If you have eviction papers, there's a link down below for you too. You can apply at the link down below. Juvenile and Adult Criminal Record, Public Defender's Office having a 2023 Clean Slate Day. It's happening April 28th, 10 a.m. through 3 p.m. at Reentry Success Center, 912 McDonald Avenue in Richmond. Get more information at the link down below. Bay Area's Girls Teen Summit Workshops. There will be prizes, it's free, and all meals are provided. This is happening April 29th, 8 a.m. through 7 p.m. at the Williams Chapel Baptist Church, 1410 10th Avenue, Oakland. You can register at the link down below. Both Sides of the Conversation and YMCA are hosting a skate party. There will be skate rental, food, raffles, and transportation. This is happening May 6th, 6:30 p.m. through 9:30 p.m. at the Golden Skate, 2701 Hopper Drive, San Ramon. You can register at Eventbrite. BBS presents free one-day youth basketball camp at Visitation Valley Playground, May 7th, 9:30 a.m. through 1:30 p.m. at 263 Leland Avenue, San Francisco. You get more information at this number down below. Showing Cafe 22 is having a Mother's Day gospel brunch and fashion show. The theme is Forever Valentine, featuring Pat Wilder and Spiritual Delight. This is happening May 7th at 2 p.m. through 5 p.m. It's free at Powerhouse 2301 San Jose, San Francisco. San Jose Avenue, San Francisco. Since San Francisco Juneteenth, save the dates. June 10th is the parade. June 16th is the City Hall kickoff and gala. June 17th is the Fillmore Festival, and June 18th is the Bayview Festival. You can get more information at the official website link down below. Magic Zone 2023 is having a summer program, June 12th to August 4th, 8 a.m. through 5:30 p.m. at 1050 McAllister Street. You can get more information at the link down below. Youth First/OMI Family Day. There will be a bounce house, a 360 machine, bull riding, food, raffles, a bookmobile, sugar bears, and a sugar bears appearance. July 7th, 12 p.m. through 5 p.m. at Merced Heights Playground, 801 Shield Street, San Francisco. City Kids is having a Creator Con. Save the date. There's will be free creative outlets, art, music, and fashion. This is happening July 14th, 11 a.m. through 12:30 p.m. at 200 block of Jones Street. There's will be more information incoming. Youth First and Invest Black Comedy and Awards Show. This is happening August 11th, 7 p.m. Doors open at 6 p.m. at Brotherhood Masonic Center, 855 Brotherhood Way, San Francisco. $50 food included. You can register at Eventbrite down below. Here are some ongoing events that everyone in the community can participate in. SFHRC is having a regular bi-monthly commission meeting, second and fourth Thursdays at 5 p.m. This is happening at SF City Hall, room 416. The Zoom link is down below if you don't want to attend physically. The African American Reparations Advisory Committee is having monthly meetings virtually at 5:30 p.m. every second Monday. You can register at the link down below. Remove Rev. Amos Brown from the NAACP and Reparations Task Force. Rev. Brown does not represent the change we need. Both sides of the conversation needs your support and signature. You can sign the petition down below. And here are some of the upcoming scholarships for kids and adults in the community to apply for. Facilities is having a hiring fair at Mission Bay Mission Hall. This is happening May 5th, 11 a.m. through 4 p.m. You can register at the link down below. And for a list of the open jobs, you can look at the link down below. A.M. Crawford is having strategic philanthropy advisors. It's hiring a lead consultant. San Francisco office or the Gainesville, Florida office. You can get more information at the link down below. SF Adult Probation is recruiting for key reentry division positions. Reentry Division Director 0923 and a Senior Community Development Specialist. You get more information at the link down below. Join our youth team. SF Youth Volunteers needed. There's a paid stipend. You can be a high school or college honor roll student. You can join us at the email down below. And have you ever wanted to give back to the community? We at both sides of the conversation need volunteers. We have finance, IT and development, a fundraising coordinator, and a production assistant for the marketing team. If you're interested, email the link down below. Both sides of the conversation is in search of volunteers. Our work is inspiring and feels good. We make a difference in the community with tangible results to show it. We are a highly driven group with a high impact. We get the right things done the right way. Not only will you contribute to the community, but you'll also learn a lot and gain knowledge in your field of interest within the organization. We value your ideas and input. You can sign up to be a volunteer today and to make a difference. You can also go to all our social media sites for more news on how to give back to your community and support both sides of the conversation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sanaa, our youth team, stepping in, getting the events out to the community. Always great to see our youth participating and helping get information and access out to the community. This week on our upcoming live shows, we have a couple of great topics that's going to be coming up. We have this Thursday, we're going to have Brittany Doyle from Wise Health coming on talking about safe sex. I think this is a great educational Thursday that's going to come up. I've been in a number of those Department of Public Health meetings. The increased number of STDs and sexual transmitted diseases in our community is on the rise. So I think this is a good time to have a real conversation about sex. Parents, tune in this Thursday, okay? All of our young teenage folks out there, elders, folks who are responsible for young people and just community at large, please tune in. Brittany's going to do a phenomenal presentation, and I think this should be a great educational Thursday. And then this Sunday, we are talking about trauma bonding, what it is and why we do it. You know, we got some folks out here that's just, I don't know. We're going to talk about this trauma. We still got room for a few more panelists. So if you feel like you got some insight or you want to talk about trauma bonding in our community, make sure you sign up for this Sunday conversation. But we will have the conversation because this trauma bonding, we got to stop it, community. It's too much going on in our community. We're supposed to be healing the community and doing the things that we need to be doing to uplift community. So with that being said, enough of us. Y'all giving up enough of our time to hear what's going on. We're going to go ahead and get started and bring up tonight's first hidden gem, Miss Arja Marvelly. Welcome to both sides of the conversation, Queen.
Hi, how are you doing?
We're doing good. Go ahead and tell the community about who you are, what you're doing, so we could go ahead and get into this.
Yeah, so my name is Ariana Marbley. I am the owner of Essence of Flowers and EOF Studio. Essence of Flowers is a floral design company that was started back in 2015. So this really dates back to when I was a young child. I used to garden with my grandfather. So he was big into nurturing the land and just showing us how to be thankful for what the land can do for us. And he always had a garden. He grew up on a farm in Tennessee. And then when him and my grandmother migrated to Oakland, he still kept his garden. And so because my grandfather was my favorite person in the world, I would do anything to spend time with him, as much time with him as possible. And so gardening was one of the things. And little did I know that it would spark some kind of passion for tending to the garden, planting, and reaping the harvest, and then being able to share that with folks. So whether it was in my immediate family or community, it was something that brought me joy. And so it always stuck with me. And I gravitated away from that, did the life thing between school and got married and started a family and also started a career. So I worked for about almost 15 years at an oil and gas company here in the Bay Area. And was flourishing. Like I said, it was a career, and that the plan was to retire. And then at the end of my retirement, that's when I would explore what flowers or how flowers would play a role in my life, especially with 2 young children at the time. So I was flourishing in my career. And then towards the end, I was offered this pretty great opportunity to be promoted, and I turned it down. And then shortly after that, the culture just began to shift. And that feeling of when you're starting to get uncomfortable and something needs to change. And that's when I felt that I needed to make a change. And so I started looking for different business accelerators and what that would look like if I wanted to open a business, with the idea of still staying in my current position, but just working on my business on the side, so on the weekends and off hours, right? But I started Optima Business Cooperative, which is a almost 2-year business boot camp that's based in Oakland. And it really just got me going and excited about the idea of having a floral design business here in Oakland, my hometown. So what ended up happening is I attended the boot camp, and slowly but surely I started to create this business. And so I started doing pop-ups. And so I would collaborate with other brick and mortars that were in the Oakland area. So mainly off of MacArthur in the Laurel District, where I would develop some pretty great relationships with small businesses. And they let me pop up in front of their business. So in front of a cafe and in front of a bike shop. And then it started to branch out, like at Jack London for their community events and different things like that. And then I started to get more into the event space. So weddings and different events, conferences, things like that. And what I was slowly starting to realize was that this was taking up a lot of time, and that if I ever got to a point where I needed to choose between flowers and creating this business and growing it or staying in this career, I would always choose me, and me looked like choosing flowers. Um, and so little did I know that, so I started the business in 2015. And then in 2019 was the year that I said that I was going to go full time. And so I took a leave of absence. The plan was to take a year-long leave of absence, see what that felt like, how it looked to be in the business full time. Little did I know that a pandemic was coming. And it shook me because as with everybody else, right? It shook me because I didn't know what to do, and nobody did, and so there were no answers anywhere. Thankfully, I had a community within that Optima Business Cooperative that was already established, and we were able to lean on one another, a bunch of Black and Brown owned businesses within that community. And so we were able to just bounce ideas off of one another when we would meet on a regular basis. And so what I ended up doing is pivoted, which a lot of businesses have to do very regularly. Pivoted from just doing like in-person events to doing now offering deliveries. And then what I noticed when I was offering deliveries was that when folks wanted to attach their number, or not number, but when folks wanted to attach a note to the flowers, it would that people still wanted to find a way to connect with one another. They were trying to create space to be able to commune with one another, letting folks know that they still see them and want to celebrate with them, even though they can't physically be together. So flowers had a way of doing that and bringing folks together, even though you couldn't be physically together. And so it really got me thinking, like, well, what would this look like if this existed in a space, right? What would and it's a form of self-care. Flowers are a form of self-care. So what would self-care look like if I created a space that encompassed the flowers and maybe, all these other things that, like whether it's working with other businesses in the community or whatnot. And so in 2021, in October 2021, I created EOF Studio, which is a brick and mortar, and it is located downtown Oakland on 329 17th Street in between Webster and Harrison. And basically what that looks like is me working with a ton of different Black and Brown, mainly Black and Brown businesses that offer products that are underneath that umbrella. So whether it's soaps or natural soaps, journals, sage, bath bombs, shower steamers, candles. And I'm working with folks that are local and nationwide and global. And so the idea is to create a space where folks feel safe, where folks feel like they can walk in through those doors and just kind of, let their shoulders down a bit and relax a little bit from the outside world, right? So if I knew if I could just carve out this space for folks to feel safe, even if just for a couple seconds, right, I did my job. It also is a space where I have workshops. I teach people how to create floral centerpieces, mantelpieces, and flower crowns. And we just kiki and drink wine and eat snacks, and just, again, creating a space where folks feel comfortable and able to work with their hands and play with flowers. It's a form of therapy. And so so that's located in downtown Oakland. And then just ongoing, what Essence of Flowers and EOF Studio looks like is just me continuing to work with other Black and Brown, mainly Black and Brown businesses. So I have a continuous partnership with Two Chicks in the Mix, where we do a flower and cake combo, and people can pick up from either myself or Malika, the owner of Two Chicks in the Mix, or creating experiences. So working with other candle makers, and we're creating a space in EOF Studio where folks can make their own candles and take goodies home. So the idea of Essence of Flowers kind of blossomed, if you will, throughout the pandemic. And just the idea behind everything, though, I believe, is just community and carving out space for our community to feel safe.
Now, Oriana, I got to tell you, because I'm not into all of the flowers. I don't understand all of the flowers. So I want to know, when you were talking about the training class, do you educate people about the different flowers? And because, as men, since you about flowers, most of the guys in the community, we just buy roses and things of that nature. But do you have a space where you educate people and say, these are the lilies and this is the tulips?
Yes. It's so funny because the guys are just as interested in taking these classes as the ladies are. And it's because it's not, I think, like I said, I believe it's a space that was created that just makes everyone feel comfortable with themselves and around other folks. And I also keep it limited to about 6 folks. So it's very intimate, where folks don't feel like they're on display. And so I create the palette, I purchase all the florals, and then I teach all the participants as we go through, and I explain each flower, share some tips and tricks of, from each flower. We may deal with like your typical roses, we may not. So the idea is also to expose folks to other flowers that are out there, so folks don't feel, in this box, or feel like they're boxed in to just buying this one particular one.
Well, I need to find out what that one is, because I go around, I look at all of these things, and they're not intriguing to me. I just see the roses, they get a little sunlight, they open up. I'm bad. So when it comes to flowers, I'm probably not the person. I got to come down to one of the training sessions, okay? Because all I do, I get all these people, I don't know, I had somebody bring me one of those, what they call prayer blessing. Those ones where you pour water in it and open it up and all this money. I don't know what they call, but
yeah, we need to have you come down. So
it's called a prayer plant, John. A prayer plant.
I don't know. Have you come down?
Yeah, I've had one of those, and I've had one of the blessed ones for money and all of that. And I can't keep the water in them. Okay, that's my problem. I got all these plants. People send me this stuff. I think I had COVID. I had 50 plants in here. All these different folks send me stuff. And I'm saying, they all gonna die, y'all. Why y'all saying I can't put water in all these things every day? But I mean, it's great, that you're doing the business. And I definitely love the name; it's very catchy. But definitely, when you go to the spa and you have all these different plants in there that bring oxygen and healing and things of that nature, very powerful stuff. But it's great that you do this, because it's not a lot of Black florals here in the Bay Area. So I'm glad that you're here tonight, because you give community folks an opportunity. And this is what this segment's all about, getting our people to understand that there are Black florists in our community. There are ways you can connect and do some of this, because we do have it. We are in these times where our loved ones are getting sick in hospitals. And, a lot of these brick and mortar spaces are not there. So it's just great that you all have, a mobile access point as well as a brick and mortar, and a way that we can get educated. Maybe we can send some other blessings and prayer plants instead of just roses. So I think that's dope.
Yeah. And I did see a comment where they said men love flowers too. Yes, it actually, during the pandemic, I did a campaign where I purchased, and I got the community involved, where I purchased a ton of yellow roses, and the intent was to go out and pass them to every Black person in Oakland. And so we divided up Oakland between north, east, west, downtown. And so I would give people an allotted amount of flowers. I'm from East Oakland, so East Oakland was mine. And the act of giving men flowers, that feeling will forever stay with me, because a lot of them will say, I've never received flowers. And so, I attached a little tag to it, just said, we see you, we love you, from Essence of Flowers. And just that act of giving a single stem to guys that weren't expecting it at all. it felt so good. So yes, men do love flowers.
So I have a question. I love exotic flowers. How do you keep them? I mean, my favorite flowers are birds of paradise, right? How do you keep them healthy during transport? Because they're exotic. They're not just, how do you keep them healthy?
Yeah, with any flower, I always let folks know, regardless of what flower it is, to always keep the water clean, if need be, and so I would say change water like every few days. Um, you can cut the stem, so at a 45-degree angle. You want to keep that stem clean, and then also environment plays a huge as well. So don't want them in direct sunlight. You don't want them hanging out like directly under the sun in a super hot environment either. You want to keep them in a somewhat dark or cool place. Ideally, you can have flowers. I have flowers in my house for like weeks, the same flowers. So and some won't make it. Like that's just the nature of them. Once they're cut and harvested, some just won't make it. They're not designed to. But for the most part, if you do those couple things, then you can keep them for a while.
I think you nailed it. Black people don't like keeping their house cold. I'll probably keep the house too hot.
I know. I'm a big culprit of that too. I always have the heater on. My husband's always looking like, will you put on a sweater or something? We are hot.
So we have a community question up there. They're asking do you have any examples of your work? Is it on your IG? If they go to your IG, they can get.
So you can go to my IG, Essence of Flowers. It's in the banner. And then all like different types of like wedding work or event work, deliveries, things that are at the studio for purchase. All of that is on there.
Now, when I was younger, okay, this was my younger gardening days. I had a mother who always stayed in the garden. She's one of those old traditional ladies in the garden and all these lettuces and all these different things. Now, she did teach me something. I want to know, is it a myth or is it true? Because I do it all the time. I don't know as now as back then, but she used to say when you buy roses, you cut them and you pour bleach in the water and they last longer. Is that true?
Some people do that. I don't. But some people swear by it. And if you do it and it works for you, just do it. Don't change. I'm not going to combat what your mom said at all. If it works for her, continue to do it. When I do receive flowers, I have some like processed food for them. So when I get them home, I process them in clean water with the chemicals that are used, basically flower food. And then when they're delivered to folks or whatnot, they are also in that solution. So that's what works for me. But I will, you do you. If it works, do it.
I'm just trying to figure out, because she's always said, if you want to get 4 weeks out of roses, just pour bleach in there, so they last a long time. Well, with that being said, just want to say thank you. And I'm just happy that you bringing this essence to our community. Again, we know flowers and nature just does something to people. And we just happy that you are doing it. We have your social media handles up there. But before we want to let you go, we want to make sure that you give an opportunity, give a shout out to anyone that helped you or been a part of it. Make sure you give them their flowers while they're here. Make sure you highlight your husband too, because you didn't recognize me. I was there when the pandemic. But this is your time to go ahead and give any shout outs, or if there's any upcoming business ventures or things that you're doing, so folks that's connecting with you could definitely reach out. This is your time to go ahead and highlight that.
Oh, wow. I should have created a list. Let me see. Definitely got to shout out to hubby. He has been a great support system throughout this entire transition, from leaving a career to going into my own business. He's there when I'm like, I want to quit. I'm going back to corporate. And he's like, chill, you're having a moment. We get back at it tomorrow. So definitely him. I have 2 boys. I'm grateful to them because they also help along with the business. It's important for me to expose them to what being a business owner looks like. And so I just thankful to them as well. for sharing their time, or or allowing me to share my time with others, I should say. And then, like I mentioned, Optima Business Bootcamp, Runway. Runway is a organization that was started specifically for Black businesses and funding Black businesses and it's basically, it does just like what it says, right? Runway. They provided a runway for Black businesses to take off, and they provide, just like Optima, they provide support, ongoing support, for folks to know that they have a community of folks there to help them throughout different, whether it's trials or, throughout with the business, or if they need support in other ways. They just created a beautiful company. So if you have a business, I tell everyone, check out Optima and check out Runway. They're both here in Oakland. They have been nothing but a blessing to my business and I, on a personal level as well. Goodness gracious. I don't, of course, my extended family, my sister friends who are always there to call, I can call and vent. So yeah, I feel like, you know, if I didn't name folks, charge it to my head, not my heart.
Oh, they gonna be mad at you. No, we give you was on both sides of the car. You didn't shout me out. I helped you from day one. It's okay. You gotta shout out all the amazing flowers when you stress. You go out there and say thank you, flowers, for giving me pieces of
yes,
but
yes. In the sunshine.
Yes. Yeah. Well, thank you again for being here tonight. Essence of Flowers community, there you have it. Support your Black floral business. Get out there. You got a date coming up. Go check out some of the other flowers. Fellas, join the class. Learn some other flowers besides roses, and maybe you'll put a smile on somebody's face. With that being said, thank you for being here. If there's any events that you have coming up, or anything that you want to get out to community, like digital flyers for events, please just send over to us. We'll help get it out so that we can have traction at your events. That's one of the things that we try to do, is make sure our Black folks know where the resources are and how to connect with our community. Thank you, and much success to your business. Continue to grow flowers all across this great Bay Area and beyond. So we appreciate you and thank you for being here. And again, we'll be checking you out. We'll do something. Maybe it's Mother's Day coming up, and we'll send some of our business over there to give some of the mothers in the community some flowers. So thank you for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys have a good night.
You too.
Thank you very much, Queen. All right, there you have it. Another hidden gem, another Black business community. Again, we're going to continue to uplift the Black businesses. All right, we got some queens here. We're going to see if they're ready. Kylie's, we got to give some more flowers today. But with that being said, it is springtime. There's no more moisture and mist in the air. It's dry time. They got some sisters here. If you want to get cute, queens, come check out Let's Get Cute. They're here today. Welcome to both sides of the conversation. Let's Get Cute is here. And we hope, LaShondra, your mic is working. But
I hope so. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Got it. See the flowers. See what the flowers
Yes,
does.
yes.
Opens up opportunity. Well, queens, thank you for being here. We know you all are doing some phenomenal work in the community. And I want to hear what you guys all do and how y'all gonna help the sisters of the community get cute this summer.
Right. Well, hi, everyone. I'm LaShondra, the owner of Let's Get Cute Salon and also Let's Get Cute Beauty Lounge. And here with me, I have my manager of operations and lead natural hairstylist, Io Joyful Hands.
Hello, you guys.
So we've been in business for about 7 years. We've had our salon for 7 years. We're all licensed. Everyone has pretty much their own business going. What else can we add? What else is there?
Well, good evening, everybody. Like she said, my name is Io, better known as Joy. Everybody calls me Joy. I've been a natural hairstylist for 7 years, and we have an array of different and wonderful stylists at both locations. At the salon, we have majority of all stylists, as well as at the lounge, we have an esthetician, we have a waxer, also Virgatious lady. Go ahead and get that done.
It's
we
important.
have body sculpting. We have barbers. We have a lot of different businesses. And one of the best highlights, I would say, with LaShondra, she has influenced each and one of our stylists to up their game and getting their business licenses and things like that. So, not only giving them a space and opportunity to work and beautify men, women, children, but also to pour back into themselves. Me, for instance, like I said, I am a natural hair stylist, and I used to mix up what I call a little concoction of different oils for my style, for my clients. And it influenced me to have my own business. So 2 years ago, I went ahead, got that LLC. I am the owner of Joy's Grow and Glow, and it helps with moisture retention and repairing your hair. I'm growing edges back, baby. Come on, get in the chair. No, I'm growing edges back. Come on, get in the chair, okay? But we have a lot of different, for myself as a natural hair stylist, it's mostly important for me to teach hair care, not just styles. I am one of the stylists that will tell my client or, have a consultation and say, I don't think this is going to work for you. It's kind of thin right here. Let's try a different style just so you can feel more confident, because I love that. It's about camaraderie. It's about building relationships and things like that. So that's one of the highlights of being a stylist and working with Let's Get Cute. We bridge people to come in, feel better about themselves, boost that little bit of confidence. We have a rack full of bonnets, by the time everybody leaves out, they come in hiding, they leave out like, oh, okay, it's me now, we making miracles happen, okay? So that's about it on my end.
Yeah.
I gotta jump in there now, because see, I knew this was gonna be a great interview, but you trying to set me up to get in trouble, because y'all know I am, okay? You come in here, you start this stuff. See, now you get all the ladies in the community mad at me. But I gotta say this, because I think what you all are doing is so important. One, because in our community, we know the Black and brown community that we serve, when we talk about beauty, if we're looking good, we feeling good. And that's just how it is in our community. But when you talk about, you all salon, you guys do all of these amazing things. Now, I heard you say something about waxing now. Y'all taking the different waxes out of there. Watch out now. They create landing strips over at Let's Get Cute. Be careful, ladies. Y'all go in there. But what I have to say is this. One of the struggles, and this is a very passionate, business to me. Because my mom was a beauty salon owner for 30-something years. She did hair. So I understand, the role as the beautician. And I know over the years, that industry have changed tremendously. When my mom came in there was a lot of chemicals. People was getting presses and flat irons and waves. And I know the hair salon business is always changing with the culture and the people. And, my first question to you was, how do you both keep up with the trends? Because I always wanted to know that. And I know like hair is kind of an art thing, but, every couple of years, I'm sure y'all see these trends where it's like locks, waves, short hair. How do y'all keep up with that? Is that like an ongoing training that do y'all go to? Or do y'all
never stop learning.
Never stop learning.
Constantly learn. We take in a lot of young and up and coming hairstylists, and we learn from them. Or we take a hair course. There's tons of hair courses out there.
Yeah, I've taken, I started braiding when I was like 12, and it was just the hustler in me. I had a lot of hair. I've always had a lot of hair. My mom and them they didn't believe in getting extensions. So I kept seeing my friends coming with these braids, and I'm like, how much you paying for that? They're like $100 or something. I'm like, okay. I learned on my Cabbage Patch doll. Let me tell y'all, they would give me their old hair, and I would sit there and just go. And I'm like, okay, let me try it. And I'm shortstop, and I'm like, hey, I got $40, right? $40, full head of singles right now. What you want to do, And I'm on the back porch like this, getting it in. So you never stop learning. You never stop growing within your business. I've taken many of courses with celebrity stylists, local stylists, just trying to keep up with the trends and learning new techniques. It's not even about new trends. It's just new techniques. I, for one, have been a heavy-handed stylist. I've been accused of that, but learning new techniques has helped me with my grip, helped me with, fluency, helped me with my speed and everything like that. So it's very important. And I'm not one to say I can't learn from somebody younger than me. As LaShondra said, we have a lot of interns. She does a wonderful program, which we'll probably get to, but I'm going to mention it since I'm on the subject now. But we work with the high schools, specifically Hilltop High School, and we have the students come and intern with us.
Hilltop Beauty School.
Yeah, beauty school, excuse me. And also the Hilltop High School, we have the interns, the little girls come in and do their, what do you call that?
It's City Youth that comes and
City
do
Youth. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, that program. And so they come in, they shadow us, and they'll say like, oh, well, I've been practicing too. And well, I do this. I want to say, okay, baby, show me how to do that. Oh, you know what? That's a great idea. Thank you. I'll apply it next time. You know, so it's very important to keep your mind open, keep your options open, and just be, like I said, be open-minded from wherever you can receive that information from.
So
go ahead, Colleen. Go ahead.
So I heard you. You said you were heavy-handed.
I used to. Hey. I'm gonna need her not to co-sign in the background.
Somebody co-sign.
I used to be very heavy-handed. Yes.
So with them heavy hands, I have a very burning question. How do you treat and preserve missing hairline edges, and elaborate on why a lot of the Black women are losing their edges?
I, for one, have not lost anyone's edges. I really pride myself in that, actually. I have all repeat clients. And then when they do try to go to somebody else that's a little cheaper price and chair hop, and then they come back to me like, I need your help. Can you do it? It's about the way you treat the scalp. Your hair grows from your follicles. And that is one thing that my hair growth oil does. I use it, also, making sure that no one has any allergies, because I use a lot of natural oils, minerals, and vitamins. One is like different nut oils. So if anyone has an allergy, I'm trying to still, make another formula for that. Needless to say, but it's about the products you use. It's about, making sure, like I said, if I have a client that wants some straight backs and she has no edges, we're going to revisit what our options are. I wouldn't suggest that, you know what I mean? Because I will have to grip it. And if you are trying to repair your hair, less tension on your hair is the best. Even protective styles can be harmful to your hair. And it's all about your technique. You have some braiders who try to speed braid, but they're ripping your hair as they're braiding it. You know what I mean? So then when you take your braids out, you're like, what's going on? And that's when I get the people coming back to me to say, I don't know what happened. She was only $12 and now I need you to repair me. It's okay. I don't have a problem with that. However, I also educate my clients.
Right.
I also
most of the time, it's not the stylist. Like we try to tell the clients all the time, grease your braids, oil your braids, buy this oil, and they be just as dry. Like 2 weeks later, like we try to tell them, like, grease them, oil them. Like that's how your hair come out, is being dry.
But LaShondra, I recall getting my hair French braided several times. And the minute I start cracking up about something, I hear my hair is popping all in my ear. I hear hair popping all over my head. And when I take the braids out, it's like, oh man, I'm missing pieces and parts. Right. So those heavy hands, have to stay away from the braids.
I don't know why y'all come on here telling the bishop that. They always mess with me. So now, ladies, when I see your edges missing, I'm going to say, listen, sister, you need to go to Let's Get Cute so they can help you.
Right. So that's mostly from repetition, like getting quick weaves too much, or, it's just repetitions. Even sew-ins, too much sew-ins, pulling on the sew-ins, all that stuff can pull your hair out. You got to take care of your weave.
I didn't hear y'all talking about the glue, because I see these ladies walking around with glue on their hair. What's going on with the glue?
That's they lace. Them lace ain't meant to be worn like that. It ain't meant to be worn like that.
Stay away from the lace fronts, okay, ladies? Stay away from the glue. It doesn't work.
If it's not right.
Don't use Gorilla Glue for everything, okay? But listen, I want to say this because I think I've always had this question. I need to understand today, and I'm glad you all here because, in the community, we have barbershops. But what is the difference? So I can understand. I know what a salon is, but I'm just saying the difference between a beauty shop and a salon. Because I see salons and I see beauty shops. Is it different? Is it just the environment or is it the services?
It's pretty much the same. So we have our salon, which is just stylists, and that's on Mission Street. And then I have Let's Get Cute Beauty Lounge, which gives a lounge vibe. You know, it has suites in there. You know, that's where the waxer is, the person that does facials is, you know, they have private rooms, so it is considered a lounge. So small difference, but not really a difference.
Okay, thanks for clarifying that because I'm always trying to see what is the difference. I didn't know.
No difference.
But you know, I think a couple things that's powerful what you all doing, because here at both sides of the conversation, we also believe, you know, educating our community is very important. So that concept of you all bringing the next generation of hair salon, getting to teach them those techniques, I just think is very powerful because so many times our industries are falling behind and we're not advancing because we don't uplift the next generation of professionals, like, you know, for the work that you are doing and just in all career phases. How does that make you feel when you like, when y'all teaching these folks, do y'all look at them and be like, this was me when I was trying to learn? Or how does that make you inspired to continue to do the work that you're doing?
When I see them succeeding, that's what gets me. I feel so good when I see them succeeding. Mm-hmm.
Their eagerness, I love it. They're hungry, they're open-minded. You know what I mean? I love it when they come in and they're shadowing me and then they're asking questions. That means that you're actually paying attention. You know, we had one who went and got herself a doll head and she'll sit there and start just practicing. And I'll give her, like, you know, scrap here or whatever. Here you go. Let's practice. What do you want to do? You know, we have a lot of younger, even with the clients, you know what I'm saying? When they say like, oh, you know, I don't really know how to do hair, but I want to learn. Okay, no problem. LaShondra will tell them quick. Okay, this is what you need. Go up to Hilltop Beauty School. You know what I mean? We have a really good really good rapport with the school and a really good relationship with them, where when we do send people up there or we do, you know, like try and coach them that way. Even sometimes they don't finish through, but they try to start it and they'll come back and tell us like, thank you. You know what? You really motivated me to go and try and do this. You know, that's one of the biggest things. I just want to highlight one thing. LaShondra has her instructions license as well. You know, not only is she a business owner and not only is she a licensed stylist, but she also went back to school to become an instructor. So she has the hands-on training with the you know, the interns that come in, that she can sit there and do step by step with them and teaching them and getting them prepared to go to beauty school, goes to cosmetology school, you know, in whichever field that they want to do, you know.
Now, I wouldn't be able to do none of this without my team, y'all. Io is so great in helping me. I wouldn't be able to do this without my team.
Well, you can say that again, and I second that because I feel the same way. I couldn't do nothing if it wasn't for my both sides of the conversation team. But LaShondra, I got a question for you because you are the business owner, you are the instructor. You know, in this, when we talking about advancing our young people and teaching them, one of the things I wanted to ask you is part of that learning and teaching, not only just to do the hair, but do you also teach them the business part of it? Because I think so many times our young people, they are creative, and they go to these schools and they get all of their hands on. But like even for our barbers, I talked to my barbers, and it's like I went to barber school, but they didn't teach them the business part. They didn't teach them the professionalism, the customer service, so how to be on time. How do you incorporate all that in your teachings?
They don't teach that in school, and I try to get it out there. Like, come to me, come to us, because we teach you the social media aspect. We teach you all the internet, everything social media, and bringing it in, and how customer service. We give you hands-on experience with dealing with customers, and by us being successful, we try to show them like, hey, you can do it. You can do it.
I recently completed the business foundation training and just doing a refresher and learning the fundamentals of business etiquette. And with that, I feel the whole entire vibe, energy, and aura of the salon has shifted. You know, we're getting new clients where we have a better space in there, and it's open because we're more business minded. It's easy to be like, okay, I got my license, I'm a stylist, I can do your hair, boom, boom, boom. But actually being able to pass on the knowledge of being a professional in this, you know what I mean? Not just, okay, I can do hair. All right, that's fine. But how are you going to pass this on to the generations to come? How are you going to prepare them to make sure that they are professional and to even level up? You know what I mean? I want to see them do even better than I am. I want you to accomplish even more than I can. And you can teach me. That's how we keep it going. That's another form of generational wealth, of pouring back into the youth and making sure that they have that education and they find a safe space where, hey, she taught me so much, not just how to do the braids, but also how to make sure I'm pouring back into my business, how to promote myself. You know, social media is the free platform. Make sure that you are presenting yourself business-wise, not just like, oh, I can do hair, that's it. All right. And then you come with that same mindset and you don't flourish.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I be talking about barbers, man. I got an appointment. I come in here. I got to go take a smoke break. Eating Popeye chickens in my hair. What's going on, man? I'm paying you to get my hair out.
Them be the best. Them be the best barbers. Them be the best barbers.
But we got a question from the community. I know Khalees has some other questions, but one of the comments in there is they saying, what styles might you all recommend for preteen girls to allow her hair grow and not break?
I would say knotless braids. If they are getting braids, maybe try knotless. If they're going like coming to me, I would say natural hair wash and straightening, which includes like a deep conditioning, mostly all the time. You know, come and get that hair deep conditioning. Let's grease it, you know.
Consistency is key. Consistency is key. Stop letting everybody play in your hair.
Right.
Find somebody that you are comfortable with and you are confident with. That's that. If you jump in chair to chair and people really don't care about the actual treatment of your hair, it's not gonna work. You're gonna be like, oh, well, my hair was growing when I went to this person, and then it just stopped.
And they always come back.
And they
always come back.
This trend now, these lace fronts. Okay, I have a teenage daughter, and thank God I've never worn one. I'm not well with that kind of stuff. I'll be quick to stick me something in there and be
I
digging
keep
like you got
down, like y'all can't see my glue, right?
But let me tell you, I don't like the feeling of feeling like stuff is, on me. So, but these lace fronts, I'm telling you, look.
It's not for everybody. It's not.
I be looking, my eyes zoom. They zoom right in at them edges.
Focus. And
I see a screen door. I see everything. It don't blend in well.
Right.
Why when they take it off, it's like light skin, right? Tell me about these lace fronts. Are they healthy for our hair? Because y'all specialize in natural hair. Tell me, are these lace fronts healthy with all this glue and these layers of paper towels and layers of other stuff?
No. It is not. I've actually learned that it's a production hairstyle. It was done, for people on camera and films for them to switch up really fast. So people are wearing these on a daily, for months. They're wearing them. Their hairline, they're pulling out their hairline because we have to lay the glue somewhere. But they're not gonna stop wearing them because it's, it gives them the effect of having edges and all that stuff. So me, I have a big forehead, so I can put mine right here. So the glue is not messing up my hair, but other people don't need them, but they still want them.
So I gotta ask y'all this because y'all here.
I just want to chime in on that.
Go ahead.
I do not provide that service. I just want to let you know I believe in preserving the hairline, not deteriorating. Okay.
I just give you what you want.
They pulling up to the scene with their ceiling missing. Sometimes you be like, wait, what's going on? Okay.
Well, I think y'all hit on some good points for the ladies out there who don't know. Changing chairs could be a bad thing. You know, I always say my mom used to always say the person that do your hair is connected to you spiritually.
Right.
So definitely, ladies, find you somebody, eat the cost. Don't be trying to go cheap and sneak on the back door. See, they be treating these hair salon people like they treat relationships. They jumping in and out of chairs and stuff. Get together out there, ladies, so your hair stay together. but we got to talk about the myth in the room that everybody talk about. Black women in their hair. Why is it that Black women don't like people touching their hair? I need to know this, the real truth behind it.
It's our crown. Like you just said, it's a transfer of energy.
Right.
You can't just come and touch my hair because you are taking my energy and or projecting yours onto me. I believe that wholeheartedly. If I'm not in a good space, hey, you know what? Let's reschedule. I'll accommodate you some way. Because I don't want to project that, and I don't want to transfer that to anybody. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And if somebody comes up to you, you don't know where this person is from, who they are, they have negative intentions, and they touching you, you are taking on that energy. And you won't even know why you have an attitude and acting funky because you, oh my God, can I just touch your braids? Oh my God. No, it's my crown. And we hold that highly. You know what I mean? That's a high regard. Don't touch my hair.
It's the respect in it. You know, at least ask for permission first. Don't just jump right in. Ask for permission. Me, I don't mind because I love the different things that I can do with my hair. You're going to feel it this week. You want to feel what I'm doing next week? Go ahead. So it's the respect for me.
Well, thank you all for teaching me respect and editing tonight, because I'm always touching the feel out. Is it real? Is it unbelievable? Is this like I might pull it out? I don't know.
Right.
I gotta make sure it's not a saddle, okay? But thank you for giving me that. I just had to know, because I know it's a big deal in the Black community when it comes to the hair, and I just always want to know what it is. I'm like, it's just hair, right? 90% of it, people don't always have real hair, so I was like, I really want to know where's the connection point. I don't want to pull the connection point.
They go blow your phone up too.
With that being said, one last part of this before we get you guys out here. We talk about the professionalism. I appreciate you all bringing that up because there is a duty for our health professional folks to make sure that they are clean and they're sanitizing things because, again, sometimes people could go in and have a bad experience. So we appreciate you all with that professionalism. But just want to talk about your quick journey, both of you. The pandemic happened and, people couldn't come into spaces and do stuff. And I just wanted to hear from you all. How did that impact you? What did it take to get out of that? Because I'm always looking for the transformation of businesses and growth. Like, how did you all pivot? Because we heard the sister before say she had to pivot. How did y'all pivot when people couldn't come in spaces, wear masks? And how did you overcome after, coming out of the pandemic?
It was hard. It was super hard. Nothing but prayers. I'm not going to say what we did during the pandemic. I'm not going to say that. But, we kept them doors open. We did what we had to do. But what people don't know is hairstylists is the cleanliest. We sanitize our tools. We wash our hands, during the time we did wear masks, so we kind of did what we had to do.
Okay, that's what's up. I want to get in trouble. I know y'all had people on the roof.
Well, setting up spaces like when you had, if for myself, some of my regulars who I was comfortable with, making sure that they tested, but setting up shop, like I still have my little area set up in my place. Setting up shop at home, you know what I mean? Make sure you test yourself before you come in. And we're wearing our masks, but our bills still have to be paid. Unfortunately, in the hair industry, we can't get sick days. You know what I mean? So our sick days are not paid. So we still had to make sure we had that revenue coming in some way, somehow. Like myself, I have a lot of elderly clients. So, making sure I kept myself healthy out. By the grace of God, I never caught COVID. I was not sick throughout the 3 years of the pandemic with God's grace. But making sure that I kept myself in good health, in a good space, and limited access to me, and making sure that I can go and do those services for my elderly clients. They really couldn't go out. They really couldn't, try to maneuver or make do through that time. And they still wanted to feel good about themselves, look good, feel good. So I wanted to make sure that I can still offer that service to them in a safe space.
Well, I'm glad you all was doing that because I seen some people during the pandemic. I was going, But one of the things that I wanted to say, because I heard you earlier mention that you do have a barber in there, and I just wanted to ask you all, for maybe community listen, how does that dynamic work when y'all have barbers, males and females in there getting hair? How do you control it, LaShonda, and the manager? And how do y'all control it? Because men come in there and we getting our hair cut and we talking sports, and how do y'all control the environment working with y'all male counterparts?
It's actually nice to have male interaction. They jump in the conversation. They ask questions just like you, so they're curious too. So it's actually nice, and as long as we keep it, professional, everything is good.
Yeah, with most of the male clients, and we have barbers at both locations. And with most of the male clients coming in, like she said, it's great camaraderie. It's good energy. It's good vibe. You know what I mean? Keeping it professional. Like you said, it's shop talk.
Yeah.
It's not limited to just one subject in there. So we'll chime in when the guys are talking, or they always ask us, okay, I need a female perspective on this. That's the most one. And especially they come to me like, okay, Ayo, we need you. Like, I'm the one who they go to, like, okay, what is your perspective on this? Am I tripping? Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. I'm honest about it though, but it's a really good energy in there. The guys keep it respectful, which is the best part of it. So
man, that's a beautiful thing. And lastly, because this is the last question, I keep saying it last. This is the last question, because I heard you say something that I think that's very powerful, and I witnessed that and experienced that with my mom during the years of doing beauty work. You talk about being a salon beauty petition. There's no benefits, and I always wanted to know, and I know there's good money in doing hair, but I always wanted to know, like, how do you all organize and become unionized, or do something that collectively that y'all can have, your retirements, your pension? I never understood why in the state of California, the folks who regulate the licenses and stuff, how come they couldn't create some kind of benefit system for folks who are independent contractors like that, to make sure that they have health care and benefits and services of that nature?
Yeah, well, it's really educating yourself. I try to start from the beginning, like, get your license. Now go open up a business bank account, put some money aside. We don't get off days, so make sure you make enough for your off day, but it's really nothing you can do. There is programs that'll give you health insurance and all that stuff, but it is really costly. So it all depends, just education. That's all.
Also, like for us, we're about building community within the beauty industry. And actually, something I learned from last Sunday's show on both sides of the conversation was, I can't remember who said the comment, but it was about selfish success. And you see that a lot in some other salons and or beauty lounges, etc. And I think that one of the best things about working with Let's Get Cute Beauty Salon and Lounge, we are a community of beauticians who work together to try to better ourselves in every aspect, in personal and business. So if I come up with like, oh, you know what? Like, I took a business course, I'm telling all my team, hey, I took this business course, I got my training, and it's going to help me with these things. And I learned how to do spreadsheets. I learned how to do my financials. I learned how to do so many things, but you pass that knowledge on. Like LaShondra said, like, even educating them on, okay, you got 5 clients in a day. Make sure you put a little bit away each time. You know what I mean? That little bit, your rainy day savings, you never know what can happen, so that's a big part on it. That's a big part.
Man, that's very important that you all said that. We'll be doing our part here at both sides of the conversation, help advocate. You know, we always here dealing with our elected officials and trying to find out ways to really impact our community. And we definitely want to highlight that and really put that into the conversation. And, you know, for the barbers and the beauticians, folks that's out here, tune into our Educational Thursday. We're always bringing in estate planners, accountants, different folks that help small businesses grow so that you can learn how to save and invest. Because I know that was one of the best things that my mom did was she was able to do investments because she was, you know, it was a cash heavy business. So she was able to do investments and that really helped her out. And maybe, you know, you guys could tune in and we could share some of that information. We have a lot of education series. We have folks that come on here that sell insurance, life insurance, you know, health insurance, different things. So we'll continue to keep that in mind because we know that there's a lot of folks, barbers and things, and we always try to make sure that they get access to information so that they can also excel their business. But with that being said, colleagues, do you have any other questions? I said that was the last question, but do you have anything that I want to make sure I miss?
I don't. I just want to say I really enjoyed you ladies. I really gotta come get cute, so I'm gonna have to come pay y'all a visit. Oh yes, I am, and I'm about that action too. So I'm gonna have to swing by there.
Oh, I couldn't tell because you changed your hair this week, so I thought you was getting cute.
You need to quit.
With that being said, you know, we appreciate you all being here, and you know, all the folks that come on both sides of the conversation. We find some way to support you. We don't just have you come on here and promote your business. Now, I don't have any here. Now, if y'all can do something to give me some here, I might come over here. But what we'll do is we'll have a conversation with you all, and maybe we could. We got Mother's Day coming up. Maybe here at both sides of the conversation, we could sponsor a couple of mothers to get their hair done. But I'll have our team reach out to you, and we'll put something together. You know, I always like to help folks in the community that are struggling. So maybe we have some young girls. Maybe we got a single parent who's struggling, can't afford to get their daughter's hair done, and maybe we'll sponsor them and we'll bring them over to y'all shop, and y'all can help them get cute. Ladies, it is springtime. If you don't have the right beautician in your hair, get over to Let's Get Cute.
Right.
Waxing, because y'all know y'all got to get y'all wax on. The bikini season is here. Okay.
Yes.
We don't want to see all that. I mean, let me stop. Hey, get over there and get your wax. You know, we don't want to see the bikinis with all of the extra hair out there. Okay, community. Don't get to Let's Get Cute. Okay, y'all called me here. Y'all got me started talking about edges. If I see them edges, I'm telling you, LaShawn, I'm gonna tell them. I see them. I'm saying, look at me, lady. Let me tell you something. You see them edges? Over there, Let's Get Cute. Help me get them back. Okay.
Yes.
With that being said, before we let you guys go, we'll give you all the opportunity to shout out any of y'all family, partners, whatever, folks that helped y'all, because I always think it's important too. We know that it takes a team. I heard you earlier, folks who help support and keep your business. So this is the time. Go out, shout out any of your staff, folks who helped you throughout the years or whatever. This is the time to just highlight some of them and give them their flowers as well.
Of course. My LGC team is Pull It Pretty, Beautician Love What I Do, Mimi Shantae. We got Cat Cuts. Who am I missing?
The lounge.
The lounge. Everybody at the lounge. So Blessed Hands, Ready, Set, Braid, Say Less, and you know, our barber over there.
Yeah, Mom. We love you guys. To all of our family and friends in the comments, we see y'all popping up. Thank you for coming out and supporting us. We appreciate it. Prayfully, this is a great beginning to a good friendship and or relationship with both sides of the conversation. You know, we hope to come back on, like you said, for the education part and continue to grow the community. I just wanted to highlight one thing that we do have up and coming. We were just offered a position to work with the juvenile hall system. So we'll be going there and offering services to the kids there, which is like such a blessing to be able to go there and give back to the kids, you know, start teaching, even educating them while we're doing their hair and making them feel better about themselves, you know, and understanding, hey, there's another trade you can pick up or anything like that, just to be able to give back. So that's something I wanted to highlight, and I'm really happy about that we have going on.
Well, thank you guys for coming here. Y'all got me in trouble. My PR team has said, John, watch your mouth. Y'all got me in trouble. But It's not bikini season yet, but I don't want to be at the pool party.
We got you. We got you.
Hey,
Don't worry.
but just want to say thank you both for being here. Thank you both for being role models of our community. I mean, we always talk about here at both sides of the conversation, changing the narrative. And what you both are doing is changing that narrative. We need more Black entrepreneurship. We need more Black women businesses. We need our young girls and young boys in the community to know that you can survive and thrive running your own business. And you are that very, very pillar of folks that are doing this. So we appreciate you all. Continue to send the ladies in the community looking good. I was going to ask y'all another question, but my PRT said you better shut up. So I'm not going to say anything else. But thank y'all for being here today. Again, if you all have any specials or anything that you all are running, if there's any digital flyers or anything that we can support and help you guys with, we'll help blast it out to the community and say, hey, Let's Get Cute has a special running. Go get the edges fixed for $19.99. Just let me know. I'll get it out there for y'all. But thank y'all for coming on tonight, and we'll see you all soon. Y'all always welcome to come back. And if anybody else, you guys are doing something new, programming, just reach out to us and we make sure that community know what you have going on.
Thank
you
you
so much.
Right, have a good evening.
Thank you.
All right, have a blessed one. All right, community, there you go. Go get cute, sisters. I'm going to be calling y'all out since y'all always messing with the bishop, okay? Y'all see them 12-inch eyelashes? I'm going to say, no, you got to go to Let's Get Cute. We can't do this, all right? But with that being said, we have our last hidden gem. Thank you, King, for being a king. He waited patiently for the queens to come on. See what I'm talking about, sisters? Y'all ain't talking about, where are the good Black men at? Where are the respectful Black men? He had things going on with his baby. He said, I'll let the queens go first. So y'all talking about Black men don't submit. He submitted for the queens today. Brother Jay, what's going on, King? Come holler at the people.
Hey, what's good, man? How y'all doing out here? Thanks for having me, for real.
Man, we doing good, brother. I know you got a lot going on, so I want to hear more, but go ahead and tell the community who you are, what you doing, and all the great stuff that you got coming up, brother.
Word, I'm just a cat from Hunters Point, San Francisco. You know what I'm saying, man? I came up in the 90s. Hip-hop guy, man, finding myself trying to survive, as a Black man, dealing with all the trappings of the late 90s in Hunters Point, I'll say so. But what I became slowly is a community organizer, organizing with the force of hip hop. So the last 15 years of my life, I've been in 38 states rapping. I rock the mic with a lot of different people, but I've turned that passion not only into, revolutionary hip hop and hip hop focused on elevating the community, but I cut my teeth in nonprofit organizing. So I've been able to use my grassroots fundraising skills to raise a little over, I think, $5 million right now, building a few nonprofits in the Bay Area centered around hip hop. My first one, Hip Hop for Change, got to the point where we taught 30,000 kids K through 12, the culture, the history of hip hop, how to engage in it, use that for healthy, positive enrichment. And my new organization, Hip Hop for the People, is focused on bringing back the event space, getting folks paid to rock. We got our upcoming Health and Wellness Summit at the New Parish, June 25th. Just so happened to book Inspector Deck from the Wu-Tang Clan. So if you know who that is, the show's free. I got a couple really amazing artists from the Bay, Emerald Brown and Do That from Golden Age Society. And we're reaching out to a lot of healthcare orgs to get them involved. Make sure we got some services for the homies, freestyle, cypher, and whatnot. So I've been basically using my energy to use this powerful force of hip hop to make things a little bit easier in the hood. That's it.
Wow, very deep, brother. I see you in the community. The bishop. I'm out with the people. I see you at the events. I see you, Jay. I see the work you do, and I just want to say I appreciate you because we are coming to a head with this hip hop. Yeah. And I love that you are taking the forefront and you have the vision to see that we can take this creativity that we have. We can take the pain, the trauma, the life experiences that we've been through growing up, but we can create it and put it out in a way that's uplifting and inspiring and can be very changing. In our culture, hip hop is everything. Everybody gets to it. I mean, I was getting disgusted with hip hop for a while because hip hop is supposed to move. I'm a little older, so I always tell the young people I gotta listen to what they listen to connect with them. Because I don't like to judge them. I just let me see, what y'all listening to and what's going on. So I know what's going on. I'm connected with the streets. I listen to Mozzie and all of the young folks that they look up to. But one of the things that I found out about music is we connect to what we feel or what we live. And what bothers me is because these kids love these artists, and it's like I listen to the pain, and I'm saying, what's going on in this young brother, this young sister life? What is that home front like? What is this community doing to our young people? Because they feel this music because they feel some kind of way. And I always love hip hop because I always felt like it was a way to really uplift your voice and advocate for the people. But with the culture change, different folks, these culture vultures and all of the different things that's taking place, how do you maneuver in that and keep the young folks knowing that you can still make an opportunity, you still can break a record talking about what's positive?
I think that's the one thing, man. I never even went into a school and told kids to speak positively. You know what I'm saying? I never really felt that as hip hop. We couldn't tell our parents, our grandparents to stop doing the twist. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to tell our kids to stop doing whatever they see, whatever they feel. But what I did do is I taught these kids where that stuff came from. You know what I'm saying? If you start talking about your ancestors, it's kind of hard to start talking some stupid stuff right after that, right? In front of an educator. So I never really had to. Once these kids who have never really known where hip hop came from, you know what I'm saying? They never really knew what hip hop went through to even be created. You tell them the story of that stuff, they start rapping a little bit different, you know what I'm saying? And I think I also went through that phase when I first started my hip hop activism where I started hearing all this quote unquote mumble rap, you know what I'm saying? I started being like, what's going on with the culture and whatnot. I think that kind of anger kind of blinded me, and I think that's why we kind of got these intergenerational gaps between us that I'm also trying to fulfill, trying to bring together. Because I had to really learn to see the genius in these young kids too. You know what I'm saying? I realized you got this kid in Chicago who's speaking his truth, and Audre Lorde said, if you speak your story, the very act of telling your story is resistance. It ain't got to be good or bad or whatnot. But, we got this whole behemoth of an industry, 3 companies that own 90% of all the means of production, and Puff Daddy and all these people's subsidiaries that they work. And they got this huge mega, giant, machine that creates artists, you feel me? And if you don't fit into that, the young kids aren't going to hear that. They're not going to have an example of that, you know what I'm saying? So right now we got 3 mega corporations teaching our kids how to hip hop. And we also have to understand that 70% of that music is being bought by suburban white men between 18 and 24. Their dollars way outweigh anything the entire Black community and the brown communities can put together. So when we see this stuff on MTV and whatnot, we have to understand, is that who we're picking? You know what I'm saying? Or is that who we all picking, but mostly suburban white men who want to see the same stuff white men have always thought about Black bodies since media was created 120 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, regardless, you got this kid in Chicago or in Oakland, and he's rapping about this stuff and he gets a record deal. You know what I'm saying? Unless we have an alternative record deal, to help this kid get his mom out the projects, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can we knock this kid? The whole world's knocking our young Black boys and girls, So I think the most important thing is there's no neutrals in this game. You know what I'm saying? You're either complicit or you're trying to help. And when it comes to hip hop, I think a lot of people got mad at Camille and then started like hating on our young hip hop kids. You know what I'm saying? Instead of realizing that it's up to us as hip hop generational people to provide these platforms. Because if we just hating on Camille, we're doing a disservice if we're not building those same platforms to lift up our kids. I don't really care as much if they're rapping about negative stuff, more than I care about them not being able to speak their truth. You know what I'm saying? We could work on them. I want them to get the courage to stand up for their own selves so they don't just get reactionary. I want them to start dealing with these words. I want them to be there while we rocking with that kid, not shut him down. So when we're rocking in the studio, he might hear me rapping some positive stuff about Shaka Zulu. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, oh, who's that? And now I got this little homie, who I was working with in juvenile detention, rapping about Shaka Zulu and wanting to be a king. It's not hard, but I think the first thing that we do is we tend to, as a trauma response from elders, be like, yo, little homie, what are you doing? We shouldn't tell him to pull his pants up. I don't think we should tell him what to say, but I think we should show him the game. If you want a kid to pull his pants up, teach him how to start a business. You know what I'm saying? If you want a kid to get deep in rapping, if you want to talk about some real stuff, give him something real to talk about. And I think that's where I come in. So I try to organize funds, resources, so we can make some cool stuff happen in hip hop, give these kids some experience, but also give some OGs like us some experiences too. You know what I'm saying? That's what I dedicate my life to. And that comes a bunch of different ways, but it's all rooted in hip hop.
So, Khafre, I have a question for you. With this being the 50th year for hip hop, what are some of the milestones, the key milestones that you would say contributed to it being such a success in hip hop?
I think the way it was founded. I think the reason why hip hop was founded is because people weren't disco and they couldn't get into the disco clubs. their schools didn't have art. You know what I'm saying? Basquiat's gonna be Basquiat regardless. And if you don't have paint because you just dismantled the economy of a community, they probably gonna steal some paint and they probably gonna spray paint on whatever walls they have and see fit. And that spray paint is probably gonna be indicative of saying F the community, F society that's pushing me out as well. It's gonna be a resistance to that. You know what I'm saying? It costs nothing for me to beat on the wall and then learn some stuff that I didn't even realize I knew, you know, and then learn syllabic intonation and formulas and whatnot, and start learning how, you know, song structure, things like that. It costs nothing for some 12 to 14-year-old boys that had nothing to do to find cardboard, you know, and then, you know, pretty soon they start talking about health and wellness, you know, and like, oh man, you got to work out the muscles and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are things that people do. And while, you know, you have people at art galleries with meats and cheeses drinking wine, you had kids in subway stations with 40s maybe, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. We're all human. We all want to express ourselves. So if you systemically disadvantage a community to the point where they have no platform and nothing tells you that you're dope, you're going to create an art form that is rooted in self-affirmation. And I think that hip hop is so big. It's the largest human cultural form the world's ever created. They got people rapping in Glasgow and Mumbai, and you know they got rappers risking being beheaded in Saudi Arabia right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's because this is a form of resistance. It's one of the most pure forms of musical and cultural resistance that's ever been created worldwide. So I think the way it was formed and the framing in which it was formed, you know what I'm saying? You come in pieces, you leave in pieces. That's why it's everywhere. That's why it kind of fits the same kind of feeling, you know what I'm saying? That vibe, and it's always really strong in places that need a voice. That's why Tupac was spray painted in Soweto, you know what I'm saying? And you know, all these African countries that maybe never heard about nothing else, but they knew who Tupac was, you know what I'm saying? They need that voice, so.
Man,
Right.
Go ahead, Khalid. You got another question? Go ahead.
Yes, I listened to They're Still Killing Us Now, right? I was like, okay. I thought this was New York for you right here. So can you elaborate on that piece for us?
Yeah. I mean, you know, so I got a radio show every Sunday, KPOO San Francisco 89.5. And, you know, I play local hip hop and I talk about the white power structure. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you know, like James Baldwin said, you know, if you're an educated, you know, Black person, you're always pissed. I'm always mad, you know, and it's just Black person after Black person after Black person after Black person, and Ralph Yarl, and this one happened, and this kid got shot, and this kid, and, you know, like, bless the universe for giving me an outlet to speak on this stuff, because I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I would love to be able to blow this whole thing up and set it on fire and just start over, you know what I'm saying? Because I think any other way, it's going to be too many Black people dying. But, you know, I think I was just, you know, I forget which Black person being murdered in public sparked that. But I was just like, I just need to get some of this out. And my next album is going to be called Critical Race Hip Hop. So stay tuned, you know what I'm saying? But I speak about stuff that moves me, and my next album's Not Happy. I don't think the arc of the moral universe is bending towards justice right now. I don't think it will be bending towards justice as all as, you know, the white vagina hats are all one color. You know what I'm saying? We can't say Roe versus Wade. So, you know, we ain't got a Supreme Court. So how are we going to get criminal justice reform? But what I do know that we can do is we can focus on that mental health. That's something I could bet on as a Black man, you know. And a lot of times that looks like expression. So for me, I went on a website. I was like, let me look up murder. And I just popped this one website that was just, it was like 80 different Black people that were murdered, how they died, their family, the cops, what happened to them. And I mean, you can listen to the song. It's just, you know, at the end, I just started saying names, and I could just rhyme these names in the chain. You know, it doesn't matter. And I kind of got pissed about it because it was right after those cops got, sent to jail for George Floyd. And then I saw white people saying, I could breathe. I could breathe. I was like, I saw them on the news, white people screaming, I could breathe. And I was just like, oh, you can breathe now. You know what I'm saying? I was like, it kind of made me pissed off. So, yeah, that's what I do. I write raps when I get mad or when I find something really pressing. So, yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because, you know, the hot topic in the news is the officer who shot and killed Breonna Taylor just got another job, you know, and it's like, where do we get justice? Where do we stand? You know, we know music uplift people. I never heard that saying you said before. You when you educated, you frustrated, because I don't feel like I'm an educator. I don't get caught in that education realm, but I'm always frustrated. So I guess I fall into that educated realm because I'm always trying to get our Black folks to understand where we at. Because I think people get pissed off at me because I always say I'm not a historian. I understand history. I understand the importance of history, but we can't move forward, Jay. We can't move forward if we don't start talking about the now and the future, right? We talk about what's going on in this country right now, the transformation of the industrial complex system. When we talk about the classism, when we talk about the capitalism, when we talk about what's going on in technology, when we talk about the AI, when we talk about the robotics, the automation, how do we get our young people in tune with that? Because this is what we need to be talking about. We need to be advanced.
Yeah, I say this: our young people got that AI, that Chat GPT, all this stuff. They got that a lot, man. I'm trying to catch up with them. But I say this: everybody's got their role in the revolution. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's got their space. Everybody matters. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got y'all platform. Y'all playing y'all role perfectly. You know what I'm saying? As I see it. But the thing is I don't see a lot of hope for us changing things through our Supreme Court. What I do see a lot of hope, and what I like to dedicate my time in, is self-determination and what we have the most control over, and that is our Blackness, our swag, right? Our funk. You know what I'm saying? And our kids, they want leadership. They want role models. They need that connection. I think what we've always lacked is the energy after we get off of work. You know what I'm saying? To organize when we work in other jobs where we're not geniuses. You know what I'm saying? So I've always tried to figure out how to organize that money. I think that's the biggest thing. I learned to fundraise and do this nonprofit kind of hustle. You know what I'm saying? There's only 3 ways to get money without doing federal time. It's public sector, private sector, and nonprofit sector. I'm really pretty good at this nonprofit sector. And I think a lot of white people right now are recognizing it's time to pay what they owe. You know what I'm saying? So one thing that I do is I like to provide this opportunity to create these platforms for hip hop, for this healing, so these kids can feel they swag. They can connect to our OGs who can show them some of the game, you know what I'm saying? And really, kids are going to do hip hop whether it's full of idiots and intellects. But if we're barbecuing, you put chili meat next to filet mignon, which cut of meat the kids are going to pick, you know what I'm saying? So these kids can rap about whatever they want to. When I get up on stage, I'm going to rock with them. But when I start rapping, they're going to learn something, you know what I'm saying? They're going to learn a few things. They're going to take whatever notes they take. And the next time when I book Inspector Deck, and then next time I book Lil Russell, you know what I'm saying, and Redman, you know what I'm saying? People gonna learn something, and they're gonna be provided with services, and that's how I make sure all my shows are free for the people. And not only that, but I also do consultation for different corporations that are trying to use hip hop and they business. My main job is getting paychecks for hip hop folks, So, for example, UCSF, they were doing UC Santa Cruz was doing a retreat. And they booked me. I had a bunch of white doctors and teachers rapping and freestyling in like 10 minutes about, I taught them the history of hip hop and stuff like that. We give people's offices graffiti. We were working with, one of my nonprofits I was working with was working with Kaiser for the Health and Equity Summit. And at 8 a.m. we have break dancers coming out the side of the conference room, flipping up down the aisles. I was rapping a hashtag with live graffiti on stage. So hip hop is universal. They're playing it on MSNBC, going to commercial, trap beats and stuff, So we might as well get in front of some of that money, you know what I'm saying? Organize it and use that to redirect it to uplift the community.
Man, I agree 100% with you. I keep saying it. We're lacking leadership in our community. But the other thing you didn't talk a lot about is controlling our money. So you talk about the music, the culture, but we got to control the money. So we got major key alerts coming here at both sides of the conversation because we finna do something. I just came back from a Black wealth building business class. All right. And we finna change the paradigm about how we do. We can't sit back and wait. We are the largest spenders in this country. And Black folks, we got to control our money. And we got to find new ways of reprogramming our mind to uplift and change the narrative when it comes to our dollars. And I want to be a part of that. I want to see some trajectory change in the future of how we build wealth in our community. And it comes with a little education, a little knowledge. But we got to get back to trust. We got to be able to take risks. And we got to be willing to do some of the things that we are uncomfortable with and not wasting our money on the fashion and put it into the investment pool. So, I know we like that swag, but we got to make sure we protect the bag. Okay, community, we got to make sure the bag is right. So, but yeah, I mean, when you talk about the digital art and stuff, I think that's cool. because I think all of those folks like you, UC Barber, Kaiser, different corporations, I think they have a role in this, what we call repair to harm, reparation. You know, the healthcare system has caused so much harm to Black folks, research and science. So I think you're right. I think we got to start opening the doors. It's more than just reparations. It's ways that we can bring true equity to the people in the community. People are starting to hear, okay, the loud noises that they're hearing about what equity looks like and how we get in our community. I got some calls from some folks who want to do some stuff. So I think, again, as we continue to push the narrative, continue to push for equity, and continue to educate those folks and understand the dynamics of the community, how it works and how we're disfranchised, I think we're going to be able to move some stuff here in the future, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. You know, one thing I just learned and got up on is the way that immigrant populations have been used as a buffer between Black communities and white communities, where, you know, we want to give businesses and loans. So I really appreciate, you know, the sisters with their hair salon. I'm trying to learn how to do my daughter's hair right now. You know what I'm saying? So wish me luck. But, you know, we don't get
no, brother. You got to take her to Let's Get Cute, brother. Don't mess her edges up, Jay. Don't mess her edges up.
I promise. Well, I'm gonna give me some advice if anything, but you know, we don't get loans in our own community, so it's good to see Black businesses that are thriving, because we always have the model, and then you see some white business come in doing the same stuff 10 years later and they make it. But we always have this tension. You know, one of the shows that I like to do is the Afro-Asian solidarity events. You know what I'm saying? So right now, there's a lot of propaganda being pushed in the Asian community to disempower Black political power. You know what I'm saying? And again, we can't be no neutrals in this. You know what I'm saying? So we have a lot of tension because we see people owning stores and businesses. That's a way that they extract money from our communities, where we spend our money in stores that we don't own, and those stores take our money and spend it with white folks over there as well. And we have to go out our neighborhood and spend money. This is why the dollar doesn't last very long. That's why it's really essential for us to have conversations like this, and, you know, supporting Black businesses. So I really appreciate the opportunity. For me, I hope people go to hiphopforthepeople.org, coffeej.org. I hope y'all tune into my radio show, TikTok, The Unapologetic Black Guy. I'm always trying to support local, you know, community artists, local hip hop cats that could use a hand. You know, the pandemic's been real hard on local artists that got the underground work, you know what I'm saying? And regardless of how the industry looks, remember, this is white-owned media most of the time that we're looking at hip-hop. It looks very different in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all was at a cypher within the last year, y'all heard some people rapping on the street. That's hip-hop. And we got a lot of talent out here in the Bay. And so instead of being mad at Cameo, we try to provide that alternative so y'all can invest in your people who are rocking it right, you know what I'm saying? So.
Look, Jay. All the ladies is protecting your baby. They're like, Let's Get Cute got classic, Jay. Go learn from the ladies before you start messing with the baby hair.
And I ain't gonna take this hat off and show y'all what's going on. Y'all do dreads? Okay, anyway.
Yeah, they do natural hair. They do dreads, they do locks, they do all that. You gotta get over there. Go support the queen, Jay. Go over there and support the queen.
And for the first lady with the flowers, we love flowers too. We just don't never get none. So to the people who want to buy some flowers for a dude, dudes would love that. Try to melt our traumatized hardened hearts one time with some roses. Just try it out. Anyway.
Well, tonight you a hidden gem, brother. We giving you your flowers, all right? Because this is what this segment's about. Not only do we highlight the Black and brown businesses, the community organizations, and leader, it's about uplifting you, because you know too many times in our community, Jay, brothers go in the casket and everybody want to talk about, oh, I remember he did this. Oh, he did this for the people, right? So this segment is really about giving us our flowers while we're here and making sure the community see you, and maybe they don't know the work you're doing. So now y'all got an opportunity to go to hiphopforthepeople.org, check out what he got going on and connect, because this is what this is all about. This is just an intersection of bringing folks together and make sure our community know who and what is going on in our community, what's going on. But with that being said, Jay, you know, we're going to get you on a Sunday conversation in the future, because I know you got some deep thoughts about stuff. We got some important conversations coming up, especially when we talk about this gun violence in our community. You know, we talk about how do we uplift our Black ecosystem and making sure that we're building generational wealth and leaving generational wealth to our young people. And then the music, you know, you'll be a great conversation about how the music and the culture impacts our young teenage folks, because I still think we got got some work to do, and I love to have your perspective there with some of our young people to be a part of that. So again, you know, thank you. I want to give you an opportunity as well to shout out all the folks that support you and family, kids, what, you know, all of it, man. This is the time to do it, brother.
Shout out to my mama and my daughter. I want to also shout out, if y'all want to see me rock, I'm getting my cobwebs dusted off after the pandemic, so I'll be performing at Drop 84 in Berkeley on the 29th, this Saturday. Y'all can check that out on my Facebook and also on my website, CopperJ.com. Inspector Deck coming up for free on June 25th. But yeah, thank you to everybody that doesn't just support me, that supports the hip hop culture. It's the main vehicle that our kids learn who they are in the hood, in the streets, regardless if they Black, Latino, whatever. Half the culture in the Bay is Asian too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to folks that really support hip hop art. Go to hip hop shows, buy hip hop albums from local cats, and listen to local hip hop radio for real.
Man, Brother Jay. Hey, all I can say, this has been great. We definitely will be following you. If you have a digital flyer, make sure you email it to our events at BSOTC so we can help blast that out. We definitely want to get our community to support you, brother. You know, thank you for continuing to do the work that you do to impact community. Keep blessing our young people, man. I mean, the way we change them is we got to connect with them and be real, be open, be truthful. And then we have to show them by our leadership and make sure that we walk in the right way so that they can follow us. Again, brother, anything that we could do to help you, we can. We already helped you tonight. Don't touch the baby hair. Don't touch the baby hair tonight. Take her. We already said we saved her. We don't want her 10 years from now. Talk about the reason why my edges is gone because my daddy thought he was a beauty.
Nah, I stick to ponytails for now. I got ponytails and single
That's the way. Stay with the ponytails, brother.
You know? Yeah. I don't mess with her edges. All right.
Oh man.
All right.
Hey, well, listen, brother, thank you for being here tonight. And again, anything we can support you, any flyers, upcoming, you know, your KPO show, make sure you send that over so our team can get out, just so that we can let other people who may not be aware know they can tune in, check you out, and follow you. But again, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for being patient. It's always an honor to see kings representing the queens. And that was being disciplined tonight. Ladies, he was showing you discipline. As we say as the men, that was our submission to the women. Okay, women, we did submit to the queens tonight. All right, Brother Jay, thank you, brother. Hip hop for the people. Get out there and support the people. We'll see you all soon, King.
All right, peace, y'all. Peace.
All right, peace, brother. All power to the people. Khalees, whoa, what a show today. I'm in trouble. I got in trouble today. So, you know, it's been a good show. But, you know, this is what this is all about for folks who just tuning in the first time. This is what this is about. We just uplifting our people. We just keep it real and authentic here. I mean, we can't keep it real, but I can't keep it too real because my PR didn't know I can't do it. But, Khalees, give us some wonderful feedback of what you saw and heard today, because you always articulate what you've seen and heard. Today, y'all see, we are having our upcoming Sunday conversation. It's on the screen. Trauma bonding. All the ladies who trauma bonding out there, make sure y'all tune in. We want to know what it is and why we do it. All right, it should be a great show this Sunday. Come sit down and talk with the bishop. We know we got some trauma issues in our community. We don't want to be trauma bonding, passing it on. But Khalees, go ahead and talk to the people and give them a wrap up of what you felt today was all about.
Oh, yes. Essence of Flowers. Let me tell you, this young lady, she started gardening with her grandfather. And I tell you, just a beautiful thing. And also we learned today, community, men love flowers too. So we have to keep that in mind, you know, share some flowers with the men, drop a couple of bunches off to them, send some delivered, surprise them. Surprise him at the cannery, surprise him while he at Amazon, surprise him. Get some of them flowers delivered to that young fella. Yeah, he may appreciate it. But it was just very nice. She also has an actual boutique down in Oakland where she has salts and a nice place where you can go in and do different things with bath bombs, etc. But let me tell you about Let's Get Cute. Yes, LaShondra and Ayo. Oh, yes, I've learned a lot. I learned that those lace fronts was for production, movie theaters and stuff down in Hollywood. When you change in sets, you change your wigs, they put that glue. It is not for permanent monthly hairdos, weekly hairdos. Look, we got to save our edges, ladies. I heard loud and clear. Let's get cute don't mean gluing down your edges and ripping them off. That's like waxing off your edges. But nonetheless, they will educate you on your hair. And they give classes. You will go in there with a bonnet and you'll come out with smiles. So make sure you look up Let's Get Cute, because they're going to make it right. They have 2 facilities also. They have a lounge. Go in there and get waxed up, get cleaned up for the summer. Make sure that you maintain that year round, not just for the summer, but we want to make sure that you're looking right year round. So get with Let's Get Cute, because they offer a lot to the community. They also venture with juvenile. They're helping our youth. So that's very important that they're extending their services with our youth in the community. Now, the unapologetic Black guy. Yes, let me tell you about Mr. J. Yes, Capri J. It was interesting to know about hip hop and what he's doing in the community and how he's moving along, and his music that he's bringing, and his deep roots with hip hop and his communication. So we need to bring him back here for our Educational Thursday so that he can share with you all what hip hop is about. But it's truly been a lot of hidden gems tonight, and it's been quite an experience. I've learned a lot, and there's a lot to absorb. Very powerful, and I just appreciate both sides of the conversation, because we always give it up. I tell you, Thursday is going to be a great show, and I can't wait to hear about it. All right, John, let's do it.
Well, Khalees, I don't know if I'm going to make it through the benediction tonight, okay? But I just want to say, this is why I love this segment, because you all bring joy to me. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about our space, and this is why this is so important, that we have this space for our people. We can be real, we can be silly, but we can also be serious and bring it. But tonight, I'm just tickled a little bit, because I'm going to catch all the flack, okay? Khalees, last time you started this, I'm blaming you, because you started this. Now these women are throwing rocks at my car because of you with them eyelashes. Now it's the edges. I can't drive anywhere now. They throwing rocks at my car. So I'm just going to be quiet. My phone is blowing up. I'm in trouble tonight. They're going to be throwing rocks at my car. But seriously, it's really been a great show. And, I just want to thank you, because, you just watching you grow and do the things that you do as a supportive mother for the community, and how you just taking over and leading our production team and our show and interacting with our guests is just a phenomenal thing. So when we had the sister here talking about flowers, I want to give you your flowers publicly, because you have grown from being nervous on the show to just opening up and being that flower to our community, and just being a part of the community. And I always want to acknowledge that not only are both sides of the conversation team, I like to also publicly acknowledge people like you, because you have a heart of gold. You're always giving back to the community. You're always showing up for the people. So I just want to give you your flowers tonight and say thank you. And we appreciate you here at both sides of the conversation. We appreciate your advocacy and what you do for the community, and how you love on our people and uplift our people. So just want to give you that and say thank you, because I want you to also know that publicly, that you are appreciated. The community love you. I got people text me now like, I got to tune in and check out Khalees. So just appreciate you, and everybody love your bright smile and your connectedness to the community. So just want to say I appreciate you as well. But with that being said, I think I got a sip of water first, but I will get through this benediction. Now I'm tickled inside. You see what Let's Get Cute did to me? They just come on here and they just mess me up. I can't even get my words out of my mouth. They just had me cracking up tonight. But love those sisters. Make sure y'all get out there and support them, and thank them as well for all the community service that they're doing to connect our young people. And LaShonda and Joy just teaching our young people, being the model business, and just bringing that professional energy to our community. That's what we need. And it's just great when you have folks like that touching on your hair, being in space with them. And not only do you walk away looking cute, but you get game, you get information, you get some folks who are connected with you. So just want to say thank you again to them, and to all of our hidden gems here tonight, to our team. It's just something that we always want to uplift and keep it lit. But we got to get out of here. With that being said, see, I kept saying it's coming. I'm gonna try to get through this benediction, okay? With that being said, community, it's been real today. It's been lovable. It's been family. When we come here in this space, it's about us. This is our space. And tonight, you was able to connect with some phenomenal gems. We started off talking about the essence of flowers. It's something about flowers that brings joy in our community because of the pain, the trauma, the things that happen in our community. Sometimes you just need those flowers to make you feel good. Sometimes when you're sad, those flowers bring you joy. Sometimes when you just need something new, the very essence of the greenness, the very essence of the flowers just does something to the spirit. It moves us in a way that we don't even understand. So thank you for that healing. Sometimes the healing just tapping into the trees, planting your feet into the soil. It's something about watching things grow. It's amazing. When we talk about flowers, I think about the very flower here, colleagues, growing right before the community. Great things happen when you plant the right seeds, when you give it enough water. When you add a little bleach, you might get a couple of more weeks. I don't know what it is, but it's something happened. Our community is transforming. Black entrepreneurs are growing. The ecosystem is moving. There is a narrative shift. There is some things that is happening in our community. The voices of the people are always speaking. Community, tap in, check out what's going on, get connected, find out how you can do your part in the process. Also, we had the amazing Let's Get Cute here. We talked about the edges. We talked about the wedges. We talked about all of the things. We educated you. We gave you some game. Go check them out. Go to their IG. Look at them. See some of the work they're doing. If you jump in chair for chair, set yourself. You might get in the wrong chair. You heard what Joy said. It's the energy of the folks that are touching your very soul. We know we need healing. We're talking about trauma this weekend. You might sit in a chair that's full of trauma, and that energy might get into your head. Be careful who hands you allow to play in your head, ladies. Ladies, make sure you be careful. Try to save a few dollars. You might lose all your edges, okay? I don't know. You better do a test drive. You better find out who's working in your hair. It is a lot going on. Beauty is part of our growth. Beauty is a part of our healing. Beauty is a part of what we do to move forward. When you look good, you feel good. The summertime is coming, ladies. Go get cute for the summer. Put on a dress. Maybe some of that masculinity will go away. Maybe you'll tap into your femininity. Looking good, feeling good. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm the bishop. But that's just what it is. We need some of that in our community. Maybe if you feel cute, you might feel more feminine. You might feel a little bit like you could do some things on that level. I don't know. But go get cute. Check them out. Let's get cute. And lastly, we had the phenomenal brother Jay that's changing the narrative. See, when we talk about changing the narrative from our voices, he is one of the leaders in the work that is definitely changing the narrative from the voices. See, he could be talking about what's going on. He could be talking about the negative stuff that we hear, the stereotypical thing about hip hop. But no, he decided to change the narrative. We're going to talk about the positive things, the things that elevate our community, how we can change, listening to the young people, letting them speak their truth. It is okay. A new day is coming, community. We're not going to just keep talking about killing and drilling. We ain't going to keep talking about robbing and stealing. We're going to be talking about uplifting the people. We're going to talk about our history. We're going to talk about our future. We're going to talk about the advancement of technology. We're going to talk about love. How do we connect our community through the hip hop, through the music, through the beats, through the drums? I don't know. All I'm saying is if you give it a try, you can apply. Brother Jay is applying the knowledge. 50 years. It's a birthday coming, community. Let's go celebrate hip hop the real way. Let's go look back and listen to some of the songs that moved us forward. When you think about Fight the Power, when you think about the things that uplifted the people, let's go back and check out 50 years of where we came from and where we at. Now, Brother Jay is there to start the next 50 years in the future. Y'all know the bishop. I'm about the future. We're going to keep repping the future. So with that being said, thank you all for tuning in. This Hidden Gem show has been amazing. It's been powerful. Community. You see some other people who look like you that are running businesses, that are thriving. Now you go do your part. Go support them. Uplift them. Spend your black dollars. Let's make Black Friday every Friday. Every chance you get. Every chance you get. Make sure you find a black business that you can support with your money and your dollars. With that being said, that is the benediction. I made it. I didn't laugh through it. I made it. We will be live. Our next live show is this Thursday. We're going to have Brittany Doyle from Wise Health come on. She's going to give us a sex education class. Because you know what? In the black community, colleagues, when we talk about sex, is uncomfortable. Sometimes our parents don't teach the young people about sex because the conversation is uncomfortable. So young people, community, elders, mothers, tune in this Thursday. We're going to have a conversation about sex. We need to have that conversation. I think it's going to be important. I think it's going to be great. We're going to educate our community. We're going to keep doing it with our Educational Thursday every Thursday at 7 p.m. We're going to intentionally make sure that our community get the information that we need. There is diseases going around our community. The STD levels is going up. So tune in this Thursday so you can learn a little bit about safe sex and teach our young people how to protect themselves and learn about some things that maybe you didn't even know. Elders. Hey, and then this Sunday, We're going to have a conversation about trauma bonding at 4 p.m. Tune in. I know the Warriors might be playing, but tune in. It's a lot of trauma in our community. It's a lot of fake healing in our community. It's a lot of people that's come together trying to trauma bond. We're going to figure out what that's all about. We'll have a conversation. If you would like to be a part of that show, we still have room for you. Go sign up. Maybe you dealing with trauma. Maybe you were trauma bonding with somebody else. Maybe you just broke the trauma bond. I don't know. But come talk to the bishop. Come talk to God leaders. We're going to figure out a way how we can remove the trauma bonding in our community. Let's start healing, community. Mental health is wealth. We need a lot of it in our community. With that being said, thank you all for tuning in tonight. It's been a great show. The weather is getting good, community. More flowers are blooming. Things are happening. Make sure you're a part of the process. With that being said, I love you all from the bishop. Have a good evening. Good night now.